You're live. Live on here. Perfect.
Oh man.
Eric, didn't y'all get like a sponsor on the or a tip on the last one?
No, someone just followed the channel.
Oh, I saw
Someone
that.
just followed the
Probably
channel.
like
So
the day that we
we
gotta work
and Maddie goes, the 500 subscriber.
I saw that. That was
And I was just like, that's not, but I'll take it. Got some pub off it.
so we live right now.
Before, when you're unknown and you're struggling, every day is an unknown X factor.
It's good to let your anger out and let love in.
Cool is religion.
What's good? Alexandra here. Cool's Religion Conversation. I'm here with the Meat Market Vintage Goods store in Mesa, Arizona. I got Micah, Johnny, and Luke. If you guys want to introduce yourselves real quick.
Hi guys, my name is Theodore Luke, co-owner of Meat Market.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wen, co-owner of Meat Market.
Hi, I'm Micah, co-owner of Meat Market.
That's a great title.
I feel like they practiced that. Not gonna lie. So yeah, this conversation. Like they said, we did a podcast, and I don't want to call this an interview. I call it more of a conversation. While I'm asking you guys questions about your store and about your everyday lives and whatnot, I want it to flow more like a conversation. But the first thing I want to ask you guys, I call this the Cool's Religion, like interview, podcast, conversation, whatever, because I feel like in fashion, especially, like the word cool doesn't really exist. I feel like it's more of like and I don't want to say that religion doesn't exist, but I feel like it's a religion because we have to believe in it in order for it to have value.
Be cool, yeah.
Exactly.
I get you.
Right. So, for example, your denim jacket or your pants or your boots or my button up, we give them this is so hard to explain, but we give them the value of cool because you think it's cool, you think it's cool, you think it's cool, I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Right? So if you guys can just speak to that real quick and give your thoughts or opinions.
I think clothing is just within you. Like, it's not what you wear is like, just because he's wearing like this type 2 jacket doesn't mean it's sick. I think it's because who's wearing it is sick. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're fly because like you yourself fly. Like, the clothes don't make you fly. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. I don't know. Like, I think clothes are just like a representation and like of who, like it's just who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could wear this jacket, but like, like I customize it myself with like a pin because I enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just a part of who you are.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, the clothing that you wear is a representation of yourself. And from the earliest age that I can remember, like, I liked clothes, man. That was the way that I got to like express what I liked about myself. I don't know. I thought I always had a good taste in clothing. Looking back at photos, fuck no, right?
Bro,
but
that baby photo of you wearing that D-back, is it a D-back shirt?
I'm wearing
You're wearing the shades. You know which one I'm talking about.
I will say though,
Rimstripe Rockies.
the clothing style that you really get, automatically it comes from the style of your parents.
Yeah.
And some kids are blessed with it, man. Like, some kids have great parents, Some people have whatever parents, man. Like, it don't matter. It just, all it matters really is it depends on how they fucking fitted you,
Yeah.
And I looked back at old photos of myself. I was wearing like Baby Gap and shit. Man, my fucking mom made me fucking look sick.
Yeah.
I loved that shit, man. Looking at old photos, but even growing up, I think the immediate moment when like, I think most of us probably realized that we were into clothes was like middle school, because that's when it started to get like pretty serious. It was like, if you didn't have this sort of thing, man, you were just not it, man. Right. If you didn't have the white Van slip-ons with no steps on them, because kids used to automatically like step on your fucking white shoes when you came to school. Yeah, I don't know, man. The clothes make you, man. You can either confine yourself to, wearing what everyone else wears, or you can step out a little bit different, I think what's beautiful about what we do and the clothes that we like is predominantly true vintage. And with wearing true vintage, most of it it's so diverse, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that there's a lot of duplicates out there. Like,
It's more scarce.
Yeah,
It's more scarce.
Like, no one's going to have the exact same wash as this guy.
No.
And no one's going to have the exact same HBT as this guy.
Yeah.
That's what I like I found out that I liked that a little bit better getting into high school. I was like, oh, I can go to the Goodwill and find something that no one's gonna have.
Yeah.
But if I go over to the mall and shop Zoomies shit and steal hella from Zoomies, might I add, I was a fucking thief.
Allegedly.
Zoomies sue my ass. I don't give a fuck, man. Actually, there was a worker there that used to give me a lot of free shit. But yeah, man. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah.
No, you're good. Micah, how do you guys go about researching and like just understanding the history of vintage? Because it's a
All right.
world.
Okay. Honestly, I feel like the research part comes into like it evolves over time. Like the way I learned was just during COVID. A lot of influencers would go live, and that's a thing. You go live on Instagram, you sell your clothes. So that's how you see the pieces, you see how much they're going for, how people desire certain pieces more than others, stuff like that. That's how I really learned. But it's like once you see all of it, like I'm gonna be honest, I've seen a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of clothes. They've seen a lot of clothes. But it's more of how scarce things are. Prices are driven because of demand. What's nostalgic? Like a kid came in, he was like, I grew up on Courage the Cowardly Dog. I need that shirt.
That's fire.
He literally was here before open. Yesterday. Was here before open, probably like 11:40. Okay. We opened at 12. He comes in, he said, I need that Courage the Cowardly Dog because that's like my childhood. And I was like, that's how people do it. So it's like research I learned was just from like watching the lives, the influencers, stuff like that, the big heads. But I mean, that's how I did it. True vintage, because you got like, you know, the mid. This is what we call mid. You know, this stuff isn't as scarce compared to, you know, the true vintage over there.
Right.
That stuff is scarce. You're not gonna find the similar tee, wash, stuff like that. Where this stuff, I mean, I bet you I could walk into another vintage shop and find that same Bulls tee.
Yeah.
Same Bulls tee, Lollapalooza tee, because there's such an abundance of them.
So it's kind of I'm a growing designer, and it's kind of the same way with like researching fabrics, understanding, you know, the trends and what other designers are doing, so I can either pivot or I can, like you said, you can find the same Bulls tee, you can find the same Lollapalooza tee in a different shop. So it's just, oh shit, what the fuck?
Kill that motherfucker.
Yeah. It's just understanding like what's in the space on your competitive level, and then pivoting or growing. But I do want to ask, what made you guys think of Meat Market? The name. Because
okay.
It's a great name. I will say that it's a very great name, very memorable name. But you don't see that. You don't hear names like that every day. You know. So
I think like ultimately, like I said in the past thing that we just shot, we were just obsessed with butcher shops, dude. Anything that was like an old storefront of any kind, whether it was retail, you know, food products, it didn't matter, you know. Like I was really just fucking, I couldn't get over the fact that a butcher shop just looked so fucking cool, you know, like from the 1920s, the 30s, some of the most like dark ages of like the American history, you know what I mean? Prosperous, then all the way, like when the 30s hit, man, like everyone was fucked. It's the Great Depression, you know?
Yeah.
And just looking at those old photos, man, I don't know. Something about it. I don't fucking know. But when I was looking at the specific photo, it had the storefront. And I think it was right under the title what it really was called, but it was called like, they labeled it Meat Market. It's a meat market. That's what all butcher shops are, right? I think ultimately the idea of coming into a store and like it being called Meat Market, almost like it's a select amount of goods, almost like a butcher shop.
Very curated, yeah.
You know, it's can I tell you a funny story actually?
Go ahead. I'm gonna tell you one after this.
Yeah, so we were at our old shop, and this guy comes in, and he just looked like a normal dude. He comes in, he was like, man, he's like, this the meat shop? And we were like, yeah, this is meat shop, man. Like, this is us.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I bet, man, I'll come back. I was like, no fucking way, dude. Someone like, scouting us out and shit. Like someone found about us,
You were small too, bro. Like
That's
a hole
always
in
good
the
to
wall.
hear.
Hole in the wall.
That gives you that extra confidence to go that next day and maybe even come in a little earlier to do the next thing or whatever.
So this guy comes back with a fucking shopping cart, and he goes, "Man, where's your freezer section?" And I was like, "Oh, dude, it's not like food products. Like we don't carry meat." He's like, "Man, you fucking playing with me, man? Why are you playing with my time?" I was like, "Oh shit." So, yeah, I think there was a common misconception about like where the meat name came from. We can clown around and be like, "Oh, it's three guys, so it's meat market," right?
That was my thought.
Well, yesterday.
It's to be honest, not far off like from like what it could have been, but ultimately it really was just like being obsessed with butcher shops and like trying to either get an idea of how to make our storefront look physically or pulling a name from something, like just kind of like creating a what's that thing called, where like you get a lot of like ideas from a mood board.
Like a mood board?
Yeah. Mood board, basically. And the thing that really stood out the most was meat market. And it's the most generalized form of a butcher shop.
Yeah.
And that just stuck, man.
That's fire.
It just fucking stuck.
I love that.
Like a sore thumb, you know what I mean? I love it.
Yeah.
We had some.
Go ahead.
My bad. We had some homies in LA recently, and they sent us a DM. And in LA, there's a shop that says Meat Market, and he was like, "Yo, y'all moved out of here, like out here?" And I was like, "We wish." They're actually in our last location, but yeah, like Meat Market, deli, butcher shop, vintage store, having an abundance of like different meats. In this case, clothes.
Right.
We got lower mid, upper mid, true vintage.
That was my second
berries.
thought. At first it was like, all right, maybe they were just like, hanging out one day and just thought it'd be funny to name a store Meat Market because three guys, all different nationalities, like
That's so funny.
just different types of meat, like literally meat, like pause. But but then the second thought was, it's just like a curated selection of quality meats, which are essentially the clothing. Which is a dope idea, dope thing to market, and dope thing to, that you can like. If you need funding, you can go in and really express that, and people can believe it. You know what I'm saying? And see the vision, because it's a really good idea. But
thank you. Appreciate that. It's a great question, man. Not a lot of people really know much about it. It's we had an old friend that like we were helping him out with his stuff, and like he's another name out here. I won't say his name or anything, but he's got an amazing storefront. It's incredible. But a lot of the similar roots that people like that want to open up a vintage store, they want to have like a cute name. Yeah. All of the Gilbert people, they want to mess around with that, or maybe like the prestigious areas. Shout out.
Fire Mesa gang.
Yeah. The prestigious, areas of like Scottsdale where it's predominantly lived in by people with fucking money, man. Like I didn't want to make something cute. Meat Market is not a cute name at all. Like, and that's what makes it so cool to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. I wish, there are a lot more, brands or different stores that have that standout fucking name. Like,
of course.
Speaking about this, I don't know if like, I don't know the guys personally. We all look up to them over online and stuff, but the guys who run this shop called Kissing Booth out in Oregon, and they have two locations, one at an Adler location and Killingsworth location, pretty big areas over there in Oregon. And this is all in Portland also. Right. Before they merged in with this other vintage store, they used to have, it was Jacob Keller and Cole McBride, right? McBride? Yeah, okay.
That's the handle.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I just knew from the handle, right?
But
they had a storefront called...
Jacob Keller sounds so... Is it,
Jacob...
That's his...
Bare Knuckles?
Oh, shit.
Bare Knuckles?
Yeah. Okay, but they had a fucking... Oh my god, dude! This was the most incredible name of a store. It was I had gone in for my 20th birthday. That's actually where I got this. Fire. But he was like, it was so small. It was during COVID that we opened. It was called Hellmart.
What?
Get the fuck out! Like if that's not the coolest thing you've ever heard,
in
right?
COVID too is crazy.
Yeah. It was an online store, and then they opened a physical store during COVID, which is like that's crazy.
Yeah.
To open a shop during COVID, you know.
Walmart is crazy.
Yeah, dude. See stuff like that. It sticks out like a sore thumb, and to me, that's a lot more like something that I would like to engage with. And if there's anyone else that's like me, I would like to affiliate myself with things that stick out like a sore thumb, things that just don't merge. I don't know.
What are your favorite eras of fashion?
Micah, you want to go first, or Johnny, you want to go first? I know mine.
All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't pick a favorite era.
Okay.
I like merging them. I like merging different eras with different styles. 40s, 50s top, 90s skate brand baggies. Like I feel like my style is based off of like multiple eras, not very just like one era.
Right.
Nothing really stands out to me era wise. I love it all, but I like merging the eras together. Being like, it's obscure to wear like crazy baggy with like true vintage. Usually kids will wear like denim with this,
Right.
They'll wear denim with this fit. And then it's like, you can tell like, they like true vintage type of thing. But it's like, for an era, really, nothing, there's not like a favorite. I like it all. 70s with the flares. I mean, I love flares. But it's like, I like 90s, Jean Co. You got some older baggy skate brands, which I admire a lot. But I mean, I like just mixing it. Nothing crazy. No certain era, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Balancing on what Micah said, I just be merging, bro. Like I think just like with music or anything like that, like comes time in age, like your taste gets refined, and I think that the more, especially doing what I do, like seeing all these clothes, like I used to just go to Goodwill and just find a cool graphic tee, and that was sick to me. And then like that's like in middle school, and like the more I progressed in like my taste and like figuring out like what fits me, like I'm all about silhouettes. And if like personally, like if it fits me, like I'm gonna rock with it. Like it doesn't have to be a brand name, like it could be whatever. But if it fits me and it looks cool on me, like I'm rocking with that. You know what I'm saying? And like merging different eras, I think that's sick. You know what I'm saying? Like you can wear something from like the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, but then wear like new shoes, like new like Jordans or whatever. Like you know what I'm saying?
That'll throw like the outfit off.
I don't think so, because I think like I said back earlier, like whoever's wearing it, like that's fly. You know what I'm saying? Like damn, like I didn't think about to match like an HBT jacket with some fucking ones. You know what I'm saying? Like who does that? But then it's just like, oh, that guy does that. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know. I just think like, you just wear it all. You know what I'm saying? Like it's cool.
Very good.
All right, now I want to ask you two this, and I'll ask you.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna step up to the plate. You have to absolutely refine it down to one decade. What is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? Because I'll tell you mine right now.
Then tell us.
I like the 60s. The 60s era has some gnarly tees, just stuff that came out back in the day. Like the fact that like clothing from like the 40s to 50s to 60s to 70s or whatever, like it's 2022, and the fact that these clothes are still intact and like are in better condition than what gets brought out now. Like you like no hate, like you get a shirt from like H&M or whatever, like you put that on the wash one time, it's fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like the quality of the clothing back in the day, like, is legit.
Top of the line.
It's like top of the line, like salvage denim like this. It's not gonna tear. You know what I'm saying? It tears with wear, and that's beauty
nice
and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just like wine, bro. Like
exactly.
The more this ages, it's gonna get better.
Exactly.
And like it's crazy, bro.
So 60s. What about Micah?
I've never really thought about this question.
I really haven't either, honestly.
Until now.
I personally, I want to say 70s. I love flares. I love a good polo, tight polo. I like tight tees. I feel like 70s graphics are really obscure.
I can tell you lean more towards 70s from your silhouettes.
Yeah, I think I like 70s. 60s, I feel like 60s was like obviously pre-70s, but like style-wise, I feel like 70s also, 70s punk era, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. 60s is very like uniform, in my opinion.
Yeah, formal uniform, whereas 70s, you got the punk era, kids in New York, spike hair, they're wearing all black. Like, they're obscure, and I dig that. That's something I'm trying to work for winter, is like changing my little wardrobe to kind of revolve around that, but like add my own twist, like merging the eras, but like I feel like 70s definitely.
It's fire.
It's my favorite era.
What about you?
I'm gonna probably go 40s. That work era. That's like Chicago.
Industrial Revolution.
That is not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But that is.
I was gonna say 90s.
Yeah, I was
just from your like baggy attire.
See, I was gonna say my second would be like the 90s, like the DGK, well, that's kind of like 2000s, but like the early, like the Crooks and Castles, like that era. I love that too. So I guess like super late 90s into the early 2000s, but also the 40s. I love it.
Wow.
I did
That's
not.
fire.
Threw me
Like
for
I
a
said,
twist.
Yep,
the
I did.
raw and the selvage denim is unbeatable, bro.
Literally.
And you get that in the 40s, I mean 50s and 60s too, but I think it kind of really starts in the 40s.
Dude, for sure. It's for me, man, it's gotta be the 60s, like John. The only reason being is because in the beginning of the 60s you have the uniform look of the 50s that even dips into the 40s and even the 30s, you know, like the collegiate fits to anything. And then once you start to get deeper into the time, man, the 60s is like the 50s especially started like the greaser look, right? The James Deans, the Marlon Brandos, the man, I could fucking keep going, but the look of like the selvage man that's fucking with a tight ass t-shirt that is probably way too tight. It's probably hard to fucking get off, right? The sleek back hair. That was more so around in the 60s because everyone caught on, right?
Yeah.
But then the craziest part is, man, is you get a little love tap of the fucking 70s, like precursor to the 70s with the fucking Woodstock era coming full effect. Like that's fucking straight up Vietnam era, dude. Like, can you imagine if we're talking about time travel here, but like, bro, could you imagine going back there and seeing what that was like?
And that's why I like
Incredible.
the 2000s, because they still had like the flavor from the 90s, like the late 90s, but they're going into that more like refined grungy look. You know what I'm saying? And like you got the weird kids bop, like girls wearing the weird like Hello Kitty shirts, shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? But it's like really refined. So
Yeah,
that's why I like that. But one thing I did want to ask is, you guys are pretty young. You 21, 20. When do you turn 21?
I turned 21 in May of next year.
You gotta.
Yeah, I've got about 7 months left. Pretty annoying, but
So
yeah,
how
I'll
is
get
it?
there.
How is it? I don't want to speak on the situation that happened earlier, but how was it establishing yourself like as young business owners?
I'll be honest with you.
Such a rich, heritage area.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Dude, I will go out on a whim and just talk about this right now because even if this made its way to downtown Mesa, so fucking be it. They need to hear this. Bro, we know that like when we were at our old spot with the barbershop that gave us a chance because I'll tell you about that story real quick just to kind of
Please
get you some backstory. I went in there for a haircut because I'd never been to a real barbershop. I've been going to sports clips like my entire fucking life. That shit is so trash. Are you fucking crazy? I love my mom, bro, but like
Sports clips.
no, straight up, bro. I love my mom, bro, but like there was a time period where at 15 or like 14 I was like, no, I'm not doing it no more.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I don't want the soccer look, man. fuck David Beckham, dude. You know what? I was like, fuck this shit, man. So I grew out my hair and then I would buzz it and then it'd get sort of long again. And then I think I had like a neighbor that was like kind of like a salon lady. She did a way better job in sports clips. She got me right as fuck.
Thanks, Curtis.
Curtis, shout the fuck out.
Carlos.
I call him.
Why'd you say Curtis? Because I said Curtis.
Because I took Curtis
His name's
from
not
you,
fucking,
but I
man.
forgot it was Carlos.
Shout the fuck out,
I
Carlos.
apologize, Carlos.
All right, check it though.
go ahead. Yeah.
So I go to the barbershop, right? And they're just starting out. They're 3 musicians. One of them is in Fit for an Autopsy. One of them was in a band called No Boundaries, I'm pretty sure. And then that later turned into him joining Zabalba, which is like a Los Angeles Chicano band. And then there's Matthew Honeycutt, and he is a part of Kubakan. Shout the fuck out, Matt. And Eric and Joe, everyone. And then there was also Manny. Manny's a great fucking guy. Manny's actually a guy who, I don't know if you guys know who Title Fight is. Title Fight is like kind of like the 2010s era, like
Grunge type.
it's
of
noise.
rock.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know
noise.
how to
I
explain
don't know.
It's like garage band.
Look the fuck up if you don't know what it is, But this guy took like a lot of photos of like this band starting off that's like super like niche and like it was so
This is all
underground for a
in the
long time.
barbershop?
Yeah,
Like
all these guys worked in the barbershop as barbers. And I didn't know this when I walked in there. I fell in love with it and they were like, "Oh, you do vintage? Like that's crazy." And then actually were set to do an event here at this shop before it was ours.
This shop?
Yeah, we were doing a flea market in the back before this place was ours.
It's fire. Inspiring.
Yeah, so
Right
we
now, look where we're sitting.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Look,
And
look
we
where we
we
started.
made it-
Look where we started. And, look
and we
where
have
we're
our
at
first
now.
event today, might I fucking add, which is crazy. So we he's like, okay, yeah, you know, like I got the haircut and everything. He's like, yeah, we'll be cutting hair at that event. I was like, oh, dude, that's so sick. And we met with them back there, and he really liked what we had. He was like, dude, if you guys ever want to do a pop-up inside the shop, like let us know. That sounds like something that would be really cool. He's like, I don't know, maybe if you guys were ever interested, you could set up actually in the shop and we can like, you know, take consignment or whatever, you know, whatever it was. It all ended up working out, man. We were there for a year.
A year?
We were there for a year. So August of 21 all the way to August of 2022. And then we moved over here.
That's insane.
Yeah. Incredible opportunity. But remind me of what the question was again, dude. I'm fucking crazy.
No, I love it. Honestly, I'm the same way, and I kind of forgot the question, but I'm gonna remember it.
Yeah,
Right.
let's try to remember it right now because I'm
Moment
gonna
of
feel
silence?
stupid.
I think the question was, oh shit, I got it. Like the
Establishing here. Yeah.
yourself
Okay.
as a
So
young business owner.
establishing there was pretty easy. I think it was hard to like kind of like. It's hard not to become friends with those guys at the barbershop, and they made you feel so welcome. And it was just so sick to be in that environment. We learned so much. And then we did events back there for a year. We did 8 consecutive events that were really good.
I
Like
went to one of the
solid.
the last one, like
Yeah.
the transition event.
Hell yeah. Yeah, dude, we did that. And then we started to branch out and kind of wanted to like get into like doing stuff with other people over here, like other businesses and stuff, right? We wanted to hit up the Nile, which is like a huge venue out here, like, you know, super prominent place here in downtown Mesa. And the lady gave us a chance. Her name is Michelle. Shout out Michelle.
Shout out Michelle. I'm
Shout out
coming to
Michelle
you.
at the
I'm
Nile.
gonna host an event someday. I don't know when, but I'm gonna host an event. Shout out Michelle.
Shout the fuck out, Michelle. She's wonderful. Great lady. Yeah, man. And we did the thing over at the Nile and it went fantastic, dude. And we're like, wanted to do more, man. But she's so booked up that like, we just can't.
Really?
Yeah. So moving into this spot, we didn't really know what to expect. We projected that it would go like pretty well.
Of course.
It exceeded our expectations, you know, which is a huge blessing because there is absolutely no reason that some days I wake up and I'm like, there's no reason people should even fuck with us. Like, this is crazy. Like, you know what? It's like an imposter thing, right?
Yeah.
It's really cool. I'm really grateful. Being here though, you meet some people that are right behind your back and they're like, hell yeah, dude, that's going to be fucking great. And they only see it to be better for their business as well. Like running our event back there's been some run-ins with some people that, you know, are on the block. And it's like, it's so sad that like we're having issues, but
We're just trying to make a community.
yeah, dude, what the fuck? This is
A lot of downtown Mesa is just owned by. We're the youngest kids on the block. Of
course.
Like literally, like everyone out here is just older folks. You know, like who is 21 years old, 20 years old running a business? Like that's absurd. So like,
A successful business at that. I want to say that.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
And like the city is growing, and we just want to bring the foot traffic. We want to bring in the demographic of the young kids coming in, because like even a year ago, like this city was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like
ghost town.
yeah, literally. So like we just want to bring in like the youth here, and then, you know, start the culture. Like ASU just opened down the street. ASU's out in Tempe. Like, you know, we just want to bring a community. That's why we host these events. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of nice shops on this block, like on this street specifically.
And they're
mom
only,
and pop
only
shops.
getting better, man.
Just mom and pop shops. You
It's
know?
wonderful.
Everywhere else has just like a Chipotle, like all these like random like big corporation stores. You know,
This is
franchises, like,
right before it gets mega gentrified down here, dude. Like
this is one of the oldest cities.
this is real talk. There's a chance that because of who our landlord is, and shout out our landlord, he's been super fucking nice, super good guy to work with, like no complaints from any of us, but he could tell us one day, fucking pick up sand, dude, and fucking bounce. Like, fuck you guys, dude. I just got a $3 million deal for this person that's gonna take this spot. Bro, we absolutely do not have that kind of money.
Exactly.
So it's like,
You will though. You will.
God, I hope so. You know what I mean?
No, we speaking only certain.
Thank you for putting that out there. That's very sick.
Positive affirmations, bro.
But dude, it's sad that there's people that don't see, forgive me for saying this word, but the vision of like what we're trying to do down here. It's really something special, dude, and we're really trying to make this a community type of thing. Fucking haters will be haters. They hate us because they fucking ain't us.
Welcome.
But at the same time, in all seriousness, those guys, man, that the ones that just don't get it, man, it's okay. They don't have to understand.
Right.
That's completely on you, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I leave it up to people like us in our age range that will understand it and will appreciate it for what it is. And I think that that's going to help us get further established down here in downtown Mesa past what we are right now.
That's fire. I know you guys got to get to your event that you're hosting. Oh, this is not gonna be out. But if you're in Mesa tonight, they're hosting an event. Could you real quick speak on that event? Just what's the event about? And
All right, we'll have 14 vendors. It's called the Fresh Meat Flea. 14 vendors, food truck, 5 to 10. It's gonna be music. Usually we have a DJ. Our boy from customer support, Matty Hauk.
shout out Matt out here.
And our boys,
Episode
Eric Daniels. Episode
2, 3. I don't know which episode.
2.
It's one of them shits.
Yeah,
It's gonna be linked.
it's crazy. Shout out the boys. Go listen to his music. Shout out Bully. You know,
Bully fucking Douglas.
Y'all will see it. Y'all will hear about Bully.
Could you guys actually give like just some advice, just some quick advice, or like something that you guys learned on the way?
Let's get it down the line. You too.
Yeah, I want you.
I'll go last. I'll go last.
Oh, you'll go last.
All right.
You guys. I'll go
So
last.
where do we start it? Do you want to start it just down the trainway or what? Okay.
We'll end with him. So okay. Start there.
Cool.
Some advice coming from the heart in all
Something
seriousness.
that you learned, or something
Something that I learned.
Okay.
Dude, fucking patience is so key. If you don't have patience, you might not ever be able to like get anything done. You have to give yourself patience to blossom into the person that you're going to become. Give yourself patience on work too. If your work doesn't come out or you don't like it when it does come out, dude, that only leaves you room to improve it. We are flawed humans by default. Your favorite artist, I promise you, is a flawed person. Everyone has something wrong with them. Give yourself time, though. Work on your craft. If you put it out there, man, that this is like something that you do and you care about it, and like you show that you care about it by the work that you put into it and the quality of work that you put into it, people will notice and appreciate the hard work that you put into something. And hey, man, whatever that might be, music, clothes, podcasts, that's a big one. You, my boy.
Conversation, actually.
Shout out to the conversation.
Conversation.
Shout out the conversation.
Is that actually, you don't want to?
We don't say podcast or any of that anymore.
I fucking like that so much.
conversation,
I like
bro.
that
Bleep it out.
so fucking
Bleep it out.
much.
You know, podcast interviews. Everyone does that. We're having a conversation.
I really
real.
like that.
That's real.
Thank you. Thank you.
Podcast is a
It's overused.
icky word
Yeah, it's
sometimes.
icky, oversaturated. Yeah.
Wow.
We're having a conversation.
Fire. Yeah, dude, just patience is so key. Anyways, go ahead, John.
Some advice. I personally believe that like what we do as a collective, especially you, bro, like it's just authentic to ourselves. And like I feel like people lose touch in that. I believe that I'm not trying to go down like a corporate 9-to-5 job and just slave away just to make some money. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't hate anyone for getting, you know, a bag in their wallet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I believe that you should do something that is fulfilling to yourself and you can wake up and actually enjoy doing what you do. And I enjoy coming to this building every time, every week, Tuesday through Saturday, 12 to 7. That's our hours. Shouts out to me.
You heard him.
But,
Shop the meat market.
but like just being authentic to yourself and like understanding that you can make a lot of like what you put out is like you only live once. So what you put out is just like, you know.
Can you just 1 second?
Sam, no. What's up, Sam?
Yeah, you want to come say what's up?
Yeah, please.
Sam, come here.
Come in.
Yeah. This is Century Flowers.
Century Flowers.
Century Flowers.
One of our vendors. Take a squat real quick so the camera can see you.
Great true vintage select.
There he is.
Shout out the boy.
Sam, you got anything to say?
I'm early. That's all I got to say.
What's your brand and like or your shop and all that?
I sell mostly true vintage 70s and earlier. A lot of school related stuff, things that are simple with a spell out or kind of classics, essentials, blanks, stuff like that.
All right.
Basically,
what's
he carries a sense.
Century Flowers vintage.
You have a shop like a online or like what's up?
Mostly online. I do stuff like this, like the market. Nothing in person really yet as far as a brick and mortar goes, but
Not yet.
that may be on the horizon. Yeah.
But you do have a website.
Yes, I just dropped the website.
Plug it.
It is shopcenturyflowers.com.
Crazy
You have
selection.
IG?
Incredible.
Century Flowers Vintage.
Century Flowers Vintage. You heard him.
Give him a follow.
Give him a follow. All that good stuff. What's your name again?
Sam.
Sam Alexandre, man.
Nice to meet you.
Is this wrapping up right now?
Yeah, we're about to.
Perfect. I'm gonna take him aside right now, and I'll step away. Thank you for having me, dude. This has been so sick. You are a legend.
I appreciate
cannot wait to see all the different things that you do
I
with
appreciate
your
that.
boys. And thank you. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate you guys.
Be authentic to yourself. Be true to your craft. And I feel like at the end of the day, if you're fulfilled in doing what you do, then that's all that matters. You know, do it with the people that you actually give a shit about, and that's it.
I love that.
I'm gonna be quick with this one, but it kind of pertains to both you and Bucko. That's Luke's nickname. You got to be selfish, and I hate to say that, and people are like, you got to care for others, but it's like you got to be selfish at the end of the day. Put your needs first, always. Work on your craft, like you said, but again, that comes with patience, and you got to be selfish with that. You should always put yourself first. Be selfish in certain situations. Hustle, start young, hustle young, work on your craft, be selfish. So when you get to that time, like honestly, that's what I did in high school, selfish, you know, stay away from everyone, work on my craft. So it's like, now I got this. I was selfish and now I have this, but it's like, you gotta be selfish at times and always remember that.
I like that. I'm gonna piggyback off kind of what both you guys said, and being selfish and sticking to what you believe in and you're passionate. But I think just finding something you love, and then finding yourself in that, and then just holding that as tight as possible. Because like everyone always says, no one believes in you or what you're doing until they do. So just sticking to your guns and being your biggest and your number one fan at all times. I think that's how you get past the hard times, you get past the low periods, you get past the time when nobody's fucking with you, you know, because that could be a hard time as a creative and as a young entrepreneur.
Definitely.
So that's something that I've learned, and that's something that I would give advice to anyone coming up. Yeah, so I think that's all I got. You guys have any other questions for me, or
What time is it?
it's
I'm still trying to
2:30?
2:30?
Yeah, we're right on time. You guys have anything for me?
What's in store for you?
Yeah, what you doing?
You just had Phoenix Fashion Week.
Yeah, what's
I hate we couldn't make it. We should have been there.
I turned 21 that weekend. Sorry.
Yeah, he turned 21. I can't hate on someone celebrating their 21st. It's a big year, but I got a few pieces I'm gonna drop in the next, what's it, November? So next, like, what, 2 months, Carlos?
Cardigan, right?
Like a who?
A cardigan?
No. It's just two graphics. I'm still working on not silhouettes, but patterns and stuff like that for the cardigans and the more intricate pieces. But I got two graphics that I'm gonna drop, and then I'm actually putting on my own show, either first week of February or first week of March.
For sure.
We'll be there.
First week of February. Okay.
We'll be there.
Yeah, I want you guys to actually walk in the show.
I'm with that.
If we can work that out. But that's what I'm doing. It's going to be 45 models, a lot of handmade pieces, a lot of it's on some Kanye shit, not gonna lie, man. I know he's in the hot water right now, but it's on some Kanye shit. I'm trying to get, a group of designers. I'm trying to get photographers, videographers, obviously the models in different faces. I was telling you yesterday.
Yeah.
I want faces. I don't want just strictly models. I want people that just have the look or
Yeah.
have the aesthetic and just really just understand the moment. I know that's kind of cliche, but just understanding the moment. So yeah, that's what I got. And then I have another collection I'm loosely working on right now, but I'm gonna start picking up pretty soon.
Are all these pieces like they're all cut and sew, or like what's the process with that?
Everything is cut and sew except one of them. I mean, I guess they're all technically cut and sew because I created the pattern.
Yeah.
They have a specific fit to them. It's really actually I don't know what era it is, but I think
that was my next question. Is there like a certain era you kind of, because I feel like in today's like fashion world, people kind of take vintage pieces or certain eras, styles, and they kind of add their own twists and make it more modern to fit today's world.
So the shirts are like a really boxy, but they fit right at the belt.
Perfect.
That's fire.
We love
you
A
get
boxy
the
crop.
true size-
Boxy crop is my
crop is
favorite fit.
beautiful.
Boxy crop.
Yeah.
If you get your true to size, it's gonna fit like right at or like right below the belt loop. So like if you sit down or like walk a certain way, you can see the belt buckle.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. But you can still get the oversized look, and you can still get the crop look if you really want to. Because I'm making sure that the sleeves don't like ride up like a lot of shirts do.
Oh, so you want a short sleeve boxy fit?
Because like like when you get like a too small of a shirt and it like rides up.
You want to flow it.
Yeah, I want it like to where it hangs a little bit. You know, so I've been working on that. But yeah, that I mean,
I need me one of those.
Yeah.
I need me one of those.
We love a nice boxy crop.
for sure.
Like essential. Like I've been wearing Uniqlo. I've probably had it since like freshman year. Just boxy crop, white tee. It's essential, you know. I like that. Oh my gosh. He's in the back. You can cross.
Yo, say what's up to the camera. Yeah.
Shouts out Eric.
But
Shout out Erica.
I want to throw you guys throw some pieces in the shop if possible.
I know the time will definitely come. We both actually. He does like repairs, rework.
Really?
On denim, he makes bags. I do also cut and sew.
We'll get into it.
But I've been doing cut and sew for probably the past year, just like personal pieces. I made him a nice little quarter zip.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but like that was some weird shit.
I had to do a double take. I had to do a double
He looked
take.
like Snow White, but he was wearing 11s. Like that was crazy.
Bro, he was
He was wearing 11s with that. See, hey man, that he's different, bro. I just told you. Different silhouette, different where the J's, bro. I'm telling you, I spoke into existence.
That is
like
insane. Yeah, you did. He just spawned when you said that.
nah, that's fly.
But yeah, we'll get into the business stuff. We'll get into that later in life because I do want to work with you guys a lot more because
definitely
the store is amazing. But yeah, that's gonna do it. I'm Alexandre, Cool's Religion Conversation. I'm here with the Meat Market Vintage Goods Store. I got Micah, I got Johnny, Luke, Theodore Luke.
We got Luke right here.
He had to step out.
We got Luke right here actually.
Yeah. Are you Luke's representative? You want to be his representative? No. Oh. All right. Well, yeah, whatever. Appreciate you guys for joining. This will be on YouTube soon. I don't know when. I'll figure that shit out and then.
Thank y'all.
Just end that shit, yo.
Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Thank you guys.
I was gonna say thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you guys. I'm still learning.
No.